She gave him countless chances for their daughter's sake. But after years of broken promises, stolen money, and emotional manipulation, this mom finally realized the truth. He never showed up for them unless it suited him. When he took their vacation savings to party and got someone else pregnant, she reached her breaking point and chose peace over the cycle of chaos. My boyfriend and I have a 3-year-old daughter together. He used to go away very occasionally by himself before we had her, and this has increased quite a lot since she was born. Not for long periods, just a night or two. He also visits his daughter from a previous relationship, which is fine, but I am mentioning as relevant later. He is notoriously bad for informing me when he is going away. He always claims he told me and I forgot. There have been times where he has arranged to see his daughter on weekends when plans have already been made. These were all pre-COVID. Once I had arranged for my mom to babysit for our anniversary and for us to go out. Another time I was meant to be attending a baby shower and needed him to watch our daughter. Another time I had arranged to go to the theater with a friend. His daughter lives quite far away, so he wouldn't have made it back in time to watch our daughter. He was fully aware of all these plans and claimed he forgot when arranging to see his daughter. I didn't ask him to cancel as it is not fair on her, so I had to make other arrangements in each case. Obviously, he has been going away less because of restrictions. As soon as they eased, he has been going away. I have never had a night away for our daughter. I had made a couple of plans, but each time a lockdown happened, so obviously they got canceled. He says he encourages me to go away, and he is not stopping me. I have tried to explain that his going away so much does stop me, as someone needs to look after our child. Not comfortable for either of my parents to watch her, yet just in case of any risk. In the summer, once restrictions are lifted, I have arranged to see my friend for a couple of days. I told him about it, and he said I couldn't do it on that date because he was going on a cycle holiday. I told him he hasn't told me anything about this, and yet again he claims he did, and I forgot. He asked me to cancel it, saying I could go to my friend's anytime. I could rearrange it, but feel I shouldn't have to. He could also rearrange camping. So I have been refusing. He is now in a sulk. Am I the asshole for not rearranging my plans? Edit. I had got a family calendar when the issues of him double booking seeing his daughter arose. Problem is he will only write in it if I nag him to do so. Or he will say he will do it later, and not to treat him like a child. Comments. In response to an info request about what the BF is like as a father. He loves our daughter to pieces. But it is very much for the fun stuff. He has started helping a bit more. For the last year, also he has been helping with part-time and bedtime. Before that it was just me doing those things. She wakes up regularly in the night. It is always me tending to her. He says it's not his fault, he is a heavier sleeper. I have had to wake him before when she has been up from 1 a.m. and not settling back down, and I have work in the morning, so I can get a couple of hours sleep before work. Update 4 months later. Not sure if anyone really wanted an update, but the situation came to a head, so I just wanted to vent. Thank you for everyone who commented. So I had a word with him about the family calendar and people's suggestions about if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. Making sure my time away was on there. He seemed to go along with it and said he would reschedule his cycle trip. Great, I thought. Until it came to the morning of the trip. My BF often gets up super early, and I roll over and go back to sleep, so thought nothing of it when he was up early. Heard the door go, but just presumed he was taking out the bins or something. When I woke up, I couldn't find him and the car was gone. Tried to phone him, no answer. Some of his stuff had gone. Asked my neighbor to check his garage for my BF's bike, where he keeps it. It had gone. Confused and quietly seething at this point, try his phone a couple more times. Nothing. Phone my friend at this point saying I can find him and will probably miss my train. About midday I got a phone call. He had gone on his trip. Tell me to check the calendar. He covered my writing with correction fluid and wrote about his trip instead. I said a few choice words to him. He basically says it's my fault as I should have got up earlier. So I told him that he won and he is now free to go on as many cycle trips as he wants now. Friends suggested taking the kids to the seaside. Her son is a similar age. We spent the next day at the beach and had a nice time. Told BF not to come back. He says I'm overreacting, but I am done. Update. He came back on Sunday. Unfortunately, I can't change locks due to renting. Came back like nothing had really happened. I calmly asked him to leave as our daughter was about. He said he wasn't going anywhere and he will watch her next week, so I could go away. I said I couldn't believe he had completely missed the point of what he had done. Called my brother and asked him to pick us up. We have been staying there until I can sort out the practical parts of the split. My ex called non-stop and turned up at my brother's house where brother turned him away. He has finally apologized. I said I am still done, I just don't have the energy or the will anymore. Comments. In response to an info request about who owns their residence. We rent both names on the lease. I'm hoping he will do the sensible thing and stay with his friend. Unfortunately, the reality is I can't kick him out and change locks. He is due back on Sunday. Little updates in the comments from OP. Comment 1. I'm back at the flat now with my daughter. X is staying with a friend who has a spare room. X is helping out with the rent a bit until I can find somewhere more affordable. Last 2 weeks he has had on a Saturday and he has turned up. He is giving me child support at the moment, which we are just doing directly between us. He seems to think he is just giving me space despite the fact that I have told him I am done. My priority for the moment is making sure my daughter is as settled as possible. It has been very difficult for her not having him about as much as she used to. Comment 2. Still at the flat until the lease is up. X is still at a friend's as far as I know. He has started seeing someone else and visits with our daughter have become a little bit sporadic. But it's only been a month, and he only sees her once a week anyway, so I will give it a little bit longer. And if it keeps messing around, I think I may have to go to court. I don't want to stop her seeing her dad, but also don't want him constantly letting her down. New updates. Fast forward to 3 months ago, he started to show interest again in seeing our daughter. He was single again. I tried to keep it purely about her, but I gave in. I let myself be sucked in with his crappy promises. I agreed to start dating him again. I will be honest, my heart had broken for the last 6 months for my daughter, and if I had a chance to make it work, I felt I owed it to her. We said we would go on holiday together, so we started putting some money in a jar kept in my flat. This weekend he said he would take it to book a holiday and put the rest in himself. Was about £300. Didn't see him after he left the flat, still living separately, so I didn't think anything of it. One of his friend's girlfriends texted me this morning and told me they had all been on a stag do. Her boyfriend had mentioned, and my ex was dropping a lot of money in there. I confronted him, and he admitted using the holiday money. I just don't know what to do. We are done. Forever done. But I just don't know how I will move past this. Comment. I can't believe you actually got back with him. You've been burned time and time again. He only took interest in your daughter after her broke up with the person he was seeing. He is not a good father to her. That's all you need to know. Opie. I feel like an idiot. He kept saying how irrational it was to leave him in the first place over something so minor. How my stubbornness was affecting our daughter. Finally came to the realization that I was setting up my daughter for a poor image of how you should be treated. I want better for her. Currently just in contact with his mom, and if he wants to see her it will be via her, at least for the time being. Update. 2 months since last update. Now it turns out he's going to be a father again. From what I can gather, the woman is past the 12-week mark. When I was dropping off my daughter for the weekend, he mentioned the pregnancy and whether he could have the baby stuff I had from when our daughter was little, that we were saving for a potential second. I told him he's welcome to take anything that he bought, which is the grand total of a novelty baby grow and a hat. Obviously now I don't need the stuff, and I don't know if I'm being petty, but I told him no, absolutely not. He hasn't even seemed to acknowledge the fact that he got her pregnant when we were trying to get back together, but that's a battle I just can't get the energy to fight. My ex-mother-in-law has remained pretty neutral, and I have a pretty good relationship with her, but she's been putting a bit of pressure on me to give him the stuff. Am I the asshole for not even considering passing the baby stuff on to him? Comment. Not a asshole, don't do it. He absolutely does not deserve it. Did you even ever get the $300 back he stole? Opie. No, if I'm honest, I didn't really talk to him after that. Anything to do with our daughter goes via his mom. I want to try and maintain my composure for my daughter. Couldn't cope with his bullshit excuses anymore. He doesn't seem to think he owes me anything. Update. 10 months since last update. Not sure if anyone will read this, but I wanted to place my thoughts and update anyone who was interested. I found it quite therapeutic posting on Reddit. My ex had a baby boy. Finally got the son he wanted. I ended up giving him the very few items that he bought for our daughter, which mainly consisted of novelty hats and novelty baby grows. Unfortunately, he has little to do with our daughter. He has let her down many times since the new baby came. I won't close the door as I want to be able to hold my head high and tell her I never stopped him seeing her, even though a big part of me wants to tell him to do one. It breaks my heart that she gets so excited and he lets her down. I have toyed with going to court to make him fight for visitation. I just don't think he cares enough. On a positive note, my daughter is very happy, and my brother and his wife are very involved, so she can see what a healthy relationship looks like. I'm uninterested in meeting anyone at the moment, but maybe one day I'll dip my foot back in. I also got a promotion at work, so I am in a much happier place now.